Hi everyone, my name is Tabitha Roach. I live out near Seattle, Washington. I am so excited to introduce you to the world of Usborne books and more. I have some great books I want to start out introducing you to. Just so you know, maybe you've never heard of the name Usborne before, but in the world of publishing and around the world, Usborne is very well known. In fact, if you went to Europe and said the name Usborne, everyone knows that name like we know the name Scholastic here in the U.S. We will all know that name, Usborne, in the U.S. one day. We just don't have enough consultants out there making these books available and making them known, but it is going to happen. Feel free to join us on that mission. Okay, so Usborne is the leader in children's nonfiction. They were named 2012 Children's Publisher of the Year. Big deal. And they were actually just named 2014 Independent Children's Publisher of the Year and Independent Publisher of the Year. Two incredible awards and titles, and very well deserved. Okay, so I want to start off with showing you a sample from one of our board touchy-feely books. The That's Not My series is very well known, probably the best-selling touchy-feely series in the world of books. And we have, I don't know, at least 30 different titles in this series, from elephant to hamster to pig to fairy to dolly to truck to train to pirate, everything that you can think of, monster, dinosaur, everything. It's the little mouse talking. He's like, that's not my dinosaur. Its ears are too rough. And then there's a touchy-feely patch on every page to match the description that's being given. Its trunk is too leathery. I love that Usborne is not afraid to challenge children with amazing vocabulary. I've heard Peter Usborne, the founder of Usborne Publishing, speak many times, and my favorite thing that he has said was he believes that all children are geniuses and they deserve books that treat them that way, and you can feel that with every Usborne book. The books are so incredibly durable. Children can chew on these and drool on them and eat them up. Rounded corners, great color contrast. So when they're very young, even 3 months old, they're going to be engaged in these books and enjoy you reading them to them. Speaking of reading, I want to show you two of my favorite storybooks by Usborne Books. The Complete Book of Farmyard Tales. What a wonderful collection of stories to read to your children when they're very young. This is a collection of 20 stories about Poppy and Sam. They live on Apple Tree Farm with Rusty the dog, Curly the pig, Woolly the sheep. And it's a collection of 20 stories of their adventures on the farm. There are many unique features about this book. First of all, children love it. They love that they are familiar with the characters, that the same characters are in all 20 stories. It comes with a storytelling CD, just great narration of all the stories with wonderful, fun sound effects. It also has the unique feature of, where is it? There's a little yellow duck hiding on every page. You can see that there. This is a great way to engage your young reader or your young child as you're reading to them so that you have time to read the story. And finally, this features dual level text. Short, simpler text at the top. You can just read the top and the story makes sense. Longer text at the bottom to add more detail to the story. This is great if you have a child that won't sit long for a story. And then also when they're a little bit older and they're learning to read, they can read the top and you can read the bottom. They're going to love that. Has a special ribbon bookmark to keep track of which story you're on as well. And my other absolute favorite storybook from Usborne Books is Illustrated Stories from Dickens. This comes from a large series that we have of illustrated storybooks, from illustrated fairy tales, classics for girls, stories for boys, Grimm fairy tales, Shakespeare, Greek myths, everything you can think of. They're just beautiful stories, some great classics with amazing illustrations that truly are artwork. And they are abridged versions of the stories, so you can introduce this amazing literature to children at a very young age. I first read David Copperfield when my youngest daughter, Sophia, was not even 2 years old. She loved it so much, it became her bedtime story choice for the next month. So our children can handle it, and Usborne knows that. And how enriching is that for them? Love it. So Usborne is known for their nonfiction. Really, nobody does nonfiction better than Usborne Books and More. This series, there are probably at least 40 different books in this series, very topic specific, hardcover books, lots of great meaty chunks of information, and wonderful photos and illustrations with the glossary in the back and everything. These books are $5. You will not find a more informative and great book for $5. They also feature internet links. And let me show you the Science Encyclopedia to show that. This book is actually the reason I became an Usborne consultant. I planned on teaching secondary ed biology. And I found these books, and especially this one, and was blown away at the quality and how well organized the information is. Just with the high picture to text ratio, they divide this book in particular into 8 different sections. And then there are internet links on every page. All of our books, all of our reference books are internet linked. Usborne was the first publisher to internet link them. And it tells you in the beginning of the book how to use the internet links. You log into the website, type in the keyword, you see this book on your computer screen, and then you enter a page number. So if they're reading about space exploration or researching it, they could put in page 175, and there will be websites where they can take online tours of famous observatories and discover how scientists receive signals from space telescopes. Every page has websites that reinforce the information that they're reading on that page, and they are safe, accurate, educational sites, and they've done the searching for us. Amazing. Okay. In addition to not being matched in nonfiction, Usborne is also the best with activity books. From our wipe clean activity books, we have at least, I think maybe even 24 of these now in this series. Comes with a dry erase marker, and then they can draw whatever the book is about. This one is first drawing. We also have wipe clean books on learning the alphabet and the numbers and first words, first math, everything. Our coloring books are incredible. So drawing, doodling, coloring is my favorite birthday gift to give when my kids are invited to birthday parties. Basically, it just gets the creative juices flowing. There is so much to do in this book, from coloring to doodling to drawing. It's so relaxing and awesome. We have dozens of different coloring book options out there. Love them. And you're never too old for that. I have many coloring books myself. So we also have a line of books called Kane Miller. It's another publisher. You guys might be familiar with Everyone Poops. That's actually a Kane Miller book. Kane Miller is a line of award-winning titles from authors around the world. And we say Usborne really enriches a child's mind. Kane Miller definitely enriches a child's heart and soul. So my 3 favorite Kane Miller books, Jonathan James and the What If Monster, really is a must-have book in every home because everyone has a little what if monster in their head. In this story, Jonathan James wants to try all these new things, but he's got his what if monster filling his head with all these worries, and then he's not able to do those things. So one day Jonathan James says, you know, what if you're wrong? What if I try these things and amazing things happen? Such a great reminder to just have courage sometimes. And here's our what if monster friend. So your child can tell their worries to him and then go off and do what they want to do. My next 2 favorites are from the same author, Suzanne Gervais. Brilliant books. Again, I think these should be in every home. I Am Jack. There's 3 books in the series, and hilarious young readers. Realistic fiction. But she does a brilliant job about bringing in major real-life topics into the story to help children to emotionally work through those things. Like in I Am Jack, it's about bullying. Children are going to understand what bullying is and what it feels like, by reading this story, but it's not going to be overwhelming to them. In the second Jack book, it's about blended families, and this third Jack book, his mom gets breast cancer. So really important topics to talk about because those things are going on around children all the time. And then lastly, Butterflies is a brilliant story, realistic fiction, about a 17-year-old girl who was severely burned when she was 3. So you go on her journey with her at that age of self-discovery and love. It's all about just embracing yourself and overcoming those insecurities and knowing that nobody is perfect. And every girl, ages 11 on up through adult, will benefit from reading this book. So that's a sampling. I hope that gives you a little idea of what we're about and how amazing these books are. So excited to help you any way I can and to share even more books with you. We'll see you on the party.